South Africa's biggest supermarket group, Shoprite, posted a 10.2% rise in half-year earnings as both cash-strapped shoppers and upmarket consumers went after Black Friday and holiday deals. The Checkers and Checkers hyper chains posted a 16.9% rise in sales, while the Shoprite and Usave chains came in at 15.1% stronger in sales growth. For more, we are joined by Chief Executive Pieter Engelbrecht. Pieter, thank you so much for your time. Given the background where we're dealing with, sustained load shedding, increases in load shedding, and the impact it's having on you from a diesel perspective when it comes to costs, take us through the period that was for Shoprite and the performance you saw for the different business units.
So, all in all, I think a fantastic set of results under the circumstances. A growth of 16.8 and taking the group over 100 billion for the 6 months, clearly set to become a 200 billion revenue company in the full 12 months. What is sometimes a little bit misleading is percentages. So in sheer value, if we had to quantify that number, it means it's additional rand value revenue that had to be added of over 15 billion for the 6-month period. What is quite pleasing is that it was across all of the brands, the consumer brands, both Shoprite and in Checkers, and that it now marks 46 months of uninterrupted market share gains for the group, which is a remarkable result. In terms of the impact of load shedding, yes, we all feel that. And it's not only the diesel cost that we talk about, it is the entire value chain that gets impacted by this, right from farm to fork. It's wastage of food in terms of interruptions midway in production, up to the additional security costs for consumers and also staff because of being dark, no lights, increased risk in their safety as well. So all of this is added to the cost, hence that the profit growth is not in line with the top line growth of almost 17%. If we had to discount that diesel by its extra value by itself, the profit growth would have been in excess of 30%.
Would the opportunity of offering a tax rebate when it comes to diesel use, specifically for the grocery retailers, would that change the game slightly?
We have appealed for that for quite some time now. We've also combined with the other retailers because we do deem ourselves to be of a critical business. Because we are providing food and we're also manufacturing food in our delis, bakeries, fish departments, meat, etc. So we've been asking at least for the relief of the road accident fund, which is a R2.18 per litre. That equates to 10% of the fuel price. So if you take 564 million that we spend, less 10% makes a big difference. And if you think that additional cost actually started to pick or come into play only here from September. In January, again, the group had to flock out more than 150 million for the additional diesel only.
Right. So when it comes to that spending on diesel, which I can imagine will continue at least through the second half of the year, does that impact your investment or your spending that you could have on any planned investments, or have you managed that risk?
No, our capex spend is back to where it's been to prior the COVID period. So we still expect to spend more than 6 billion in capital. That would include the revamp of existing stores, new stores. A very notable number is that the group intend to open over 400 stores in the full 12 months of this financial year, the highest number ever in the history. So we are continuing to keep on investing. We're also investing in the long term. We're doubling down on our digital investment. By now, the very well-known 60/60 and our data investment. And that's why one can also see that if you look on the income statement, the contribution from the other income line has become quite significant, growing by 43% versus the revenue growth of almost 17%.
You've incorporated your Mass Cash and Cambridge stores. Can you give us a sense as when you expect to break even on those?
We expect to break even in this financial year, in 23, and we are set on a target to, in the 12 months, to get to around a 5 billion rand revenue contribution from those stores. It's slightly less than what we indicated originally because we didn't get all of the stores that we applied for. 10 of them were taken out of the pool, so that is our estimates. And currently, some of the stores are performing extremely well. Some have lost a lot of equity in the last over a year that it took to get approval for the transaction.
Pieter, thank you so much for your time. That is Pieter Engelbrecht, who is the CEO of Shoprite. We'll have more business news with you with Diabo after the break, so stay tuned.